Badigadi is a demon lord from the Immortal Demon Clan. He's older than most characters in the world of Mushoku Tensei, and he's also the husband of Kishirika Kishirisu, the one who gave Rudy his Sharingan, of course, his blue and his demon eye. Also, a shout out to Mushoku Tensei for actually portraying that messing with eye sockets is not pleasant or can be done without damage. And we've also got a glimpse of Badigadi before when he was celebrating with the ogre tribe. Thanks to his outgoing and easygoing nature, as well as his fighting prowess and immortality, he quickly gained popularity there. So his departure was met with quite a bit of sadness. You see, Badigadi somewhat hastily left the Ogre Islands and ventured into the 3 northern nations to see Rudy. This was because Rudy is a human and therefore mortal, and as previously mentioned, Badigadi is an immortal demon king and thus experiences a leisurely passage of time where decades matter little. Thus, he wanted to see Rudy as quickly as possible, fearing that Rudy might otherwise die of old age by the time he arrived if he took too long. Now, Badigadi is still a demon king, and therefore his appearance caused quite the uproar in the north. To put it into perspective, this is akin to Godzilla appearing in Japan. Therefore, some adventurers banded together to attack him, and every state he came through also tried to stop him, but nobody could halt or even permanently damage Badigadi. He was not even slowed down, and eventually he arrived at the Academy of Renoa, where he challenged Rudy to a duel. The reason for this was that Badigadi's fiancée, Kishirikia, held Rudy in high esteem, which made Badigadi somewhat envious. Netarare aside, that's why he wanted to personally assess Rudy's strength, hence the duel. And upon learning that Rudy managed to wound Orsted, Badigadi naturally wanted to witness Rudy's true strength firsthand. This led to Badigadi allowing Rudy ample time to fire off a magical equivalent of a railgun projectile. The stone cannon projectile was so potent that it easily breached Badigadi's massive battle aura, the mana shroud that would keep him safe from almost any other attack. And once the projectile hit, Badigadi was also propelled but in multiple directions simultaneously. Oh, and the reason Rudy's ability to wound Orsted was so astonishing to Badigadi is that the dragonfolk species, to which Orsted also belongs, possessed the capability to potentially permanently kill the members of the immortal demon race, including Badigadi himself. Furthermore, Orsted is one of the 7 great powers, and this naturally heightened Badigadi's interest in Rudy and his strength. So he was delighted to find out that Rudy was indeed strong and that his fiancée had not overpromised. It's important to mention that in a real battle, especially against a formidable opponent like Badigadi, Rudy wouldn't have been able to launch such a powerful projectile due to prep time. The casting time of spells was emphasized in a small scene with Cliff Grimoire, and is a crucial factor in fights. And following Badigadi's knockout, his prompt regeneration occurred, and then he got even by simply knocking out Rudy after tricking him, which resulted in Rudy finding himself in the infirmary. Also, before I forget, from the Academy's perspective, the duel wasn't intended to defeat Badigadi. Renoa and the other northern nations considered Badigadi's appearance a de facto invasion, prompting them to gather forces around the Academy, including the likes of Soldat Heckler, to oppose Badigadi. Rudy's apparent objective was simply to buy time. Due to this, almost everyone also tried to prevent Fitz from handing Aqua Hertia, the magic scepter of Rudy, to him. However, Fitz managed to do so anyway, thanks in no small part to his magic outfit, which significantly increased Fitz's speed. This enhancement stemmed from his boots, and Fitz still had other magical items at his disposal, but that's a topic for another video. And here's an additional thing I wanted to mention. Badigadi holds much greater significance in the story, with a tremendous influence on the past that really altered the current world. But I won't go into further details here, since it again would be a massive spoiler. For now, it's enough to say that after his battle with Rudy, it was decided that no, all of this was simply a misunderstanding, and Badigadi, the immortal demon lord, was simply an exchange student here to study at Renoa's famous academy. This was not an emergency at all, so therefore the adventurers and troops can be demobilized since it was a big misunderstanding. And yes, afterwards, both Rudy and Badigadi became friends. Thanks for watching, bye.